This is David from Tumbleweed Fly and Tackle with your Bluewater Lake update for the 23rd to the 29th of March. The weather this weekend is not going to be great. It's springtime in New Mexico, so sometimes we have 70 degree stuff and then it drops down to 40 degrees, which is what's happening this week. I think on Tuesday it's dropping down to like 49 and then back up into the 60s by the weekend. Unfortunately, this weekend is going to be windy and nasty. So if you want to brave it and come out here and fish, they did stock yesterday. And I don't know, I'm still not sure if that was 3,000 or 6,000 fish because I didn't catch them in time. They were really fast going down there and coming out. So due to the temperature fluctuations in the water, the muskies are going to be active and on top or not active and down in that 3 to 8 foot range. It just depends. If we're on a warming trend, they'll be feeding closer to the top. If we're on a cooling trend, they'll be feeding closer to the bottom. We're not on top water yet. It just hasn't happened yet. That should happen toward the end of April, in the middle of May. But there's two things to keep in mind as well as where the fish are in the water column, and that is what they're feeding on. I had a brain fart there. So last year we had a spawn get off for the white suckers. So if they were successful in their spawn, this year they should be right around 5 to 7 inches. Which means that that's kind of where you need to cut the pie, is in that 5 to 7 inch range this spring especially. Probably closer to that 7 inch range as May and June come along, 7 to 8 inches. So you have that little bracket of 5 to 7 inches, and then you have another bracket of 8 to 10 inches for the stocked trout. So there's two different sizes that you should key in on this spring, and those are them. Because you want to be versatile, both on the top and the bottom, you want to work faster on the top of the lake and a little bit slower on the bottom of the lake, you need something that is also equally versatile. Something that you can fish fast toward the top or slow creeping along the bottom. Which the only thing I can really think of is the S-Waver. This guy. You can fish them pretty quick on the surface, or you can let them sink their slow sinking lure. And if you don't have 50-pound braid, I wouldn't go for the S200 because this is what, 3 ounces? Somewhere in there. How many point? Yeah, 3.5 ounces. So if you've got 50, 60-pound braid, you can comfortably throw this. If you don't, you can drop down into the 168 size, which is that kind of perfect size for the suckers. It's kind of the same size, similar profile. You could use paddle tails or anything like that. That's what I would suggest for this week and the next couple of weeks. And for fly fishing, I would suggest using something that is equally versatile, where you can fish fast on top, slow on the bottom, which is the derp. It's a great bait. It's kind of the same, it's the same shape all the way around. So even if it rotates on its side a little bit, if you're working it really, really fast, if it rotates on its side, it's okay because it's got the same profile all the way around. So no matter how it spins, it's always going to look the same to the fish. Now for trout, it's a little different. You're looking at some freshly stocked fish and another like 24,700 fish that have been there for a while. So you have these tiers. There's going to be, if you fish anything, you can catch a fish in that 9 to 10 inch range. If you're looking for those bigger fish that they stocked back in October, then you'll probably be wanting to throw some kind of lure at them, like a Panther Martin, a Castmaster, a TPE Mayfly, or you could still fish power bait on the bottom. It takes fish a while to really key in on what's in the lake, so they'll be eating sticks for a long time, until probably May or so, before they finally realize, oh, that isn't food, but the little fish that swim around are. So, you know, make sure, the best tip I can give you for fishing for trout is don't try to fish out in the middle of the lake. They're not there, they're kind of following the minnows on just on the edges where the drops are. So right around 6 to 15 feet or so, and that would be 15, 20 feet out depending on where you are. So wherever you can't see the bottom anymore, just past that, that's where all your trout are going to be. So if they're not out in the middle of the lake, you'll have less luck doing that. Anyway, I hope this helped you out this week. I'll leave links to the S-Wavers and the derps for the website if you want to get them online before you come out. They'll be in the description down there. You can visit us at tumbleweedflyandtackle.com to get that stuff We have a pretty limited quantity of stuff on the website right now, but it's slowly growing. It's been slowly growing for 2 years. So anyway, we will see you guys next week, and until then, I hope to see you out here on the water. Bye.